Fear of unknown. Fear of unknown, the puppeteer who controls each of our aspiring strings by foisting the parasitic words. What if I fail? What if I lose? What ifs and buts. Can't we attempt to rise above these slow poisonings? Can't we treat ourselves a bit more kindly? Can't we galvanize our about to extinguish wishes? Fear itself is the deadly contagion that once embedded reproducts similar offsprings, thus metastasizing every drop of our will into negative modal verbs could not by juxtaposing them with excuser conjunctions. Because shed it off at once, abandon it immediately by dragging it out forever. Let's focus on our abilities, putting aside all self-created disabilities. Let's have faith in our uniqueness by loving and accepting completely who we are, the core you. Failure, in the disguise of mishaps, can deform or deface one. But do remember that everything happens with a purpose. That is why it's these unwelcomed, unwanted, bitter experiences that shapes us into the best version of ourselves, the real you. There's an unimaginable, world-shaking reason behind each of our existence. Believe in it. Don't question with thought-borrowed doubts. We fight among ourselves, mock at each other's beliefs, try hard to establish the dominance of our debate group by accumulating favors in the most exploitative ways and thereby clamping down on the opposition, not by implanting our values and aspirations. Do we really need to pull each other down? Is that what our origin taught us so far? If not, then why don't we realize and recognize the bona fide foes and do the needful? It's human to make mistakes, but divine to ameliorate. So let's pledge to fight and push away perpetually those homicidal fears whenever they appear, the sly perpetrators. Start erasing your fears. Fear of losing someone, fear to get rejected, fear to be ridiculed, fear of health, fear of death, fear to get robbed of your position, fear to be left over, fear of tears. Enough. Stand up and face the mirror. Tell yourself that you don't need these destructive alarms at all. Neither do you need to pull others down to get the position called survival of the fittest. Shout aloud that you are not born to fit, but create, mold, chisel and build something new, unique and extraordinary. Write down on a blank sheet all your what ifs, buts, and each of those calls which tries to pull you back from being on your mark. Burn the sheet into ashes. Get set and go. Remember your roots, as that's who you are, but never look back or compare your progress with others. Everyone is unique in his or her own way. Comparison cannot be done unless you share the same pair of shoes. Wing your every unfamiliar, illogical, impossible desires and fly to achieve them. How can you consider them impossible without putting your every bit of effort in them? Try squeezing out each droplets of opportunity. Don't live on others' benchmarks. Don't take a counter impossible as an answer for an unfulfilled dream unless you yourself have tried and failed. Failing is inevitable, as true as day and night. But that's what cements the pillars called experience, eventually leading us towards establishing the past impossibles as the present very possibles, leaving a ray of hope for an awe-inspiring future. I am always possible in every way, on any field, through all challenges.